Screen.
Oh.
My system crashed, so the whole stream went down.
It
I
happens.
apologize. It's on my end, so it shouldn't happen again. But I will keep an eye on it.
So Tiny, before you blacked out, what was the last thing you remember us talking about?
Ooh, the last thing I remember, still covering the Xbox One X. We stopped talking about the having them like on feature stations and on the main stage.
Okay.
That was about it. That's what I remember.
So
Where
the
do we go?
Xbox One,
Okay, go ahead.
the original Xbox One, tries to hit 1080p all the time, but in various games, like too much is happening on the screen, and where it would usually like drop a frame or two, the frame rate would go down. It would instead drop resolution, so it would drop from 1080p down to 900p or to
Okay.
720p.
Okay.
And that, while keeping the frame rate up, does give you a drop in like visual fidelity. It doesn't look as good.
Okay.
But the One X wouldn't do that. So even in games where like the frames per second isn't dropping at all, like in Halo 5, it still gives you a little bit of an edge because you always have like a really crisp image no matter what's going on.
Okay.
Instead of a stuttery one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Instead of
Nice.
study your run.
Yep. There's not much else to talk about with the One X, I don't think.
All right, cool. We covered that. I mean, Dave, you said you had mixed reviews about it. I mean, what did you hear?
It's just that it's mostly with the UI. A lot of people don't like the UI. A lot of people.
One X?
No, I actually think it's the same. And you know how we all feel about that fucking UI on the one or on the regular one.
Mhm.
Like that's really all it is. The UI is not good. The Halo, I think Halo's still a pretty big chunk of your download, isn't it?
It's 90 something.
gigabytes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. See,
Dang.
that's insane.
And they cut a big amount too.
Oh wait,
Yeah, and
I
that's-
wasn't even considering like you have to download an extra texture pack if you want to have the 4K experience.
Oh,
So
geez.
Mhm.
Halo 5 probably like gets a pretty big chunk. I don't know how big that
Oh, yeah.
texture pack is though.
Well, Tamriel Unlimited is a huge game with just insane amounts of like map space and all this stuff, and that's still smaller than H5.
I think it's like 70 gigabytes of total download.
Yeah, it's insane.
MMOs can
That's
get away
pretty
with
big,
having smaller textures though.
Yeah,
Because
it
you
is.
never-
It
I
is
guess that's true.
There's not as
Yeah,
much
I guess
texture
that's
to
true.
ESO as like
Yeah.
Mhm.
other games.
There's a lot of rendering in that game,
Yeah, there is.
which I don't mind at all.
No. That's also a good place like to get experience with like the community as well.
Right.
Yes.
But was that it? That's like pretty much your review, or not even a review, but what you wanted to cover about, I guess, the cons of the Xbox One X.
I guess I'll throw in, if you're looking for like top-notch 4K experience, PC is still going to be your best way to go because games like Destiny, games like Assassin's Creed still only run at 30 FPS on the One X. It is doing 4K, but a PC can get you 60 FPS 4K.
Ooh.
That's, in my
Well,
opinion,
nothing's gonna be the PC.
frame rate over everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just my 2 cents.
PC is just
Nice.
powerful.
Depends.
So on a scale of 1 to 5 on a hype meter, Mello, how hype should we be about this One X?
I don't like scales. I'll give it 2 Phil Spencers out of 8 John Wick. There we go.
There you go. Thank you. That
Okay.
is, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, just to cover, I will be getting the first part of the stream on YouTube and the second part of the stream, and I will put it together so that it's not 2 videos. It'll just be 1, or I could do 2 seconds, but we'll see how it goes.
Part 1, Part 2. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be part 1. Part 1, the crash.
Or the crash.
Part 2, Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, there you go. The dank cast rose above the ashes to bring you the second part of this stream. Okay, so Destiny 2, Mello, you're a big time player in that.
Okay. Destiny 2, top-notch game. Okay, so if you're at all nostalgic about like Bungie games, and like how Bungie might have done Halo a little bit differently than 343, especially on a campaign sense. Destiny 2 delivers on all fronts there. It is
Ooh.
the campaign. It took me about 12 hours to complete. I think
Nice.
if you rush through it, you could do it in like 6 or 7. But like I was taking my time. I was like smelling the roses, doing like some side optional activities. But like the campaign, the cutscenes, the story is all really, really good, really well polished.
Mhm.
Much more so than Halo 5. I think people pretty much agree that Halo 5's campaign was kind of duty butts.
No, it was
Hashtag
not
it.
good.
Duty butts.
Hashtag
Duty butts.
Yes. Put it down in the chat. Or tweet
Yeah,
at us. Hashtag duty
fucking-
butts.
If you're interested in like the Bungie era FPS with some like MMO elements, Destiny 2 is really, really great. I've reached max level. I've done pretty much everything there is to do in the game. I've done the strikes. I've done the Nightfall strike. I've done the raid to completion. And I still
Nice.
want to play more because it's just really fun. The gunplay is great. It's a really pretty game. Oh my goodness, is it ever pretty?
Yeah,
See pictures.
yeah, I've
it's
seen
just
a lot
beautiful.
of stuff of it.
Yeah,
Insane.
art direction is on point. Yeah, there's not much negative that I want to say about this game. So there's only one thing that I will say that's negative about this game. There's a lot to do, even once you reach max level. You can go to like each of the different planets. There's Earth. There's Nessus, which is this like asteroid out in space. There's Titan, which is a moon of Saturn, and there's Io, which is another moon of maybe Saturn.
I think Io's Jupiter. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I like how I'm not
Pretty-
too sure you were about that. Moon of Saturn.
It's a moon. Yeah.
Don't
It's
quote us
in
on
the
our
Milky
science.
Way. That's where it's at. That's all you need to
Yes.
know.
After you've done the story missions on each of these places, little adventures will pop up, which are story missions in disguise. So you start one of these missions, and like it's fully voice acted. There's no cutscenes, but like it gives you a really directed story, I guess. Some of them even bring you to unique locations that are only for that adventure, and they're really fun. But there's no real reason to do them other than like if you're really interested in the story and the lore. They don't really give you rewards in the way that doing other content would. It doesn't give you like Glimmer, which is the currency. It doesn't give you upgrades almost ever.
Wow.
It's kind of disappointed in that way, but it's at least something to do. As well as there's these things on the map called lost sectors. They're kind of hidden away, and you can do those, and they're kind of like mini dungeons. You go through and you kill some ads, and then there's a boss at the end. You kill him, and then you open up a chest. And again,
nice.
they're really fun, but they never give you like even though there's a chest at the end, it's almost never an upgrade. It's almost never like a purple. You guys played ESO. Is there like a
Yeah.
is there
Yeah.
their rank in the gear?
Yeah. So like,
Yes, sir.
there's like plain white, which is like base level. Not
Right.
really useful. I mean, you can use it, but it's not useful. And then there's
Uh-huh.
green. Blue and purple are like topsy-turvy. One could be better than the other, just depending on what you're using it for. But yeah.
Okay, so
would say
yeah,
the-
Destiny is
yeah.
very similar. There's whites, which you will almost never come across past level 10. There's greens, which are just kind of there. They're okay. There's blues, which are getting there, and there's purples, which are the best, generally. And these lost sectors almost always give you blues. You might get really lucky and get a purple engram, but nah, it doesn't happen very often. It's just not very efficient to run those. There's sometimes like special events where you like pledge yourself to a faction, and then you can run some of these things and get some extra rewards. So that's nice, but I don't know. There's a lot of content in that game that you just don't have a reason to play, which is kind of strange.
Mhm.
But overall,
Crazy.
it's great.
Yeah.
No matter what.
It is great. It is great. Destiny 1 launched with about the same amount of content.
Mhm.
There's a bit of outrage right now about how we're going from year 3 Destiny 1, which had like a heck of a lot of content because it was building and building and building upon the base game. And now we have to do this Destiny 2 thing, which is like a complete wipe of the slate. We just have like the base game, which has like a fraction of the content that Destiny 1 had at the end of its life cycle, which is kind of strange. You got to admit, like ESO never does a wipe of the slate. There's no ESO 2 when they launch a new expansion.
No.
WoW has
mean,
never done that.
They're
It's always been
chapters.
building upon old
Yeah.
content.
Yeah, there's like chapters basically.
Yeah, yeah. There's gonna be there's a expansion dropping pretty soon for Destiny 2, and it's gonna expand on the story and content and all that. But as much as Bungie tries to deny it for whatever reason, Destiny 2 is an MMO, and it's very strange that they took content away from their own MMO to re-release Destiny, like what is essentially Destiny 1 again.
Right.
So that's a little bit strange. But after about a year, we'll ramp up in content and we'll have tons of stuff to do.
Yeah. Hopefully Destiny 3 doesn't come out in a year and a half like what they did to this one.
I think no, Destiny had 3 years. Bungie, before Destiny was even announced, Bungie's contract that they signed with Activision was leaked, and it detailed having 3 games in 9 years. So
Oh
I
my
think in
God.
order to appease that contract, they had to release a full new game, and that's why they did what they did.
Mhm.
But I think it's bad for the players, and even bad for the developers, because you have to just keep on remaking all this content. But I've rambled enough for Destiny 2, if we want to move on to the next topic.
We appreciate your insight. I mean,
Ooh, yes.
I'm excited
I was
to play
hoping
it.
Tiny would have played Destiny 2 by now, so that we could
I
rip off
played-
each other a little bit.
I played the first couple missions.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, so I got up early to play, dude, because I wanted to play it. I got up early to play
Nice.
it, and I love it. I mean,
Cool.
once you like get off to once you get kicked off in that mission,
Yeah.
and like you get sent tumbling down, and like you finally get to the open world, dude, it's absolutely gorgeous. The scenery is fucking beautiful, dude. I've never seen such a beautiful scenery in a game.
How does it run on your PC? Because, real talk, your PC is actually below the minimum requirements.
It actually runs really well. It's been running smoothly. No problems.
Okay.
No hiccups.
Nice. I'm glad.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Fucking Tiny got Destiny 2, and then the day after she got it, before she was able to play it, they announced that Destiny 2 was going to be offline for maintenance for 4 hours.
Oh no.
Rip.
I'm like,
Rip the
dude,
dream.
Yeah,
the Blizzard company's been fucking me over.
right.
Oh, but yeah,
Yeah. I give Destiny 2 8 343s out of 2 Bungies.
Oh, get hyped for
I don't know
that,
if
kid.
that's saying much. Yeah, I don't know if that's saying much.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh, Mello, you were talking about how you wanted to revisit our topic on the whole EA issue with Battlefront 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay,
that
so we're
really
doing,
pissed me off.
a bunch of mellow topics all at once. Cool. So
Yes.
EA, after the debacle, responded to player feedback and decreased the amount of resources that you need to unlock a hero by 75%.
Yeah.
And all seems
They also
good and
decrease
dandy.
rewards.
That's the thing. I've only heard of one report saying that they reduced the rewards, and that one report was just about the campaign. So I think it's okay if they just reduce the campaign rewards. I don't think anybody's going to play the campaign for those sweet credits.
Right.
It's just going to be like to play it once.
Right.
So it still takes too many hours to unlock everything there. Some Reddit user did the math, and it was something like 4,700 hours of gameplay will unlock everything that there is to unlock in that game.
That's
I
ridiculous.
know that we've played a lot
Oh
of
my
Halo
God.
5, and at least Tiny Dave and I have unlocked everything. But
Yeah.
I think even us, I don't think we've played 4,700 hours of Halo 5 to unlock everything there is.
No, quite honestly, I think Dave has the longest logged hours in Halo 5.
I'd be interested to hear how much that is.
Yeah, Dave, can you log into your waypoint and see how many hours that you have fucking put into this fucking game?
So after they've
percentage of
done
your
even
life.
that change, they did an AMA on Reddit, kind of their idea was to soothe the community and help us understand why they made the decisions that they did, and also and also kind of talk to us about going forward and how they're going to change some systems. And the general feeling that I got off of their replies, I read most of their replies, and what I got was that loot boxes are here to stay. The progression system is at least in a way going to stay here to stay. Is here to stay, and you will still get gameplay modifying things through the loot boxes. So in a way, it's still going to be pay to win no matter what.
Yeah.
And that is not what you wanted to hear out of EA's mouth.
Nope.
It is basically Warzone everywhere. And they even announced that there are cosmetic drops on their way for the loot boxes. And oddly enough, that was the only reply that had upvotes on their replies. So the community is very excited about these cosmetic.
Cosmetic.
But I don't know, man.
No, weren't you saying, Oscar, that Reddit post is the most downvoted, or is it another post?
Yes. No, or well, it's going to be the original post. There was a Reddit user who posted, complaining the fact that they had to play so long just to unlock one character, and EA had responded back saying, I'm paraphrasing here, but they're just saying like the reason that they did is to give their players a sense of pride, accomplishment for getting those. So that's your reward. That's like why they did it. That's your reward, is to feel good about yourself.
Yeah, but who has 40 hours to sink into a game besides us?
For the casual gamer, that's not happening.
It's not going to happen. So why would we even pick up the game? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, fuck, I got to spend that much. Like, most gamers are playing game release by release by release. You know what I mean? The new release comes out, they're playing that one, and then the next one comes out, then they start playing that one. Like, that was dumb.
So I wanted to relate this to Warzone, actually. I wanted to kind of draw some parallels here. So in Warzone, you would have to get these packs by playing the game, and then you would get a random couple of cosmetic or permanent unlocks, and a bunch of guns. And those guns do give you a competitive edge in Warzone if you're using them. Things like armor mods do give you a competitive edge in Warzone if you're using them.
Yes.
Right.
Even starting weapons can give you a competitive edge in Warzone if you're using them. So at least for the first year that Halo 5 was out, if you had paid a lot of money into Warzone, you would be better than other people because you would have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Halo 5 had the benefit of having another mode where that wasn't the case.
Yeah, and you can still earn points to get those things while playing that mode, Yeah,
and you can in Battlefront 2 as well. But it's just if Halo 5 had launched in the way that Battlefield is launching now, would there be that huge backlash? And if
I think
Battlefront had launched the way that Halo 5 did, where it's got a mode where these star cards and shit don't apply, would there still be a backlash?
Probably not as bad. I mean, Halo 5 had a pretty bad backlash for that, just for the Warzone thing.
Yeah.
And I think Warzone suffered a lot because of it, because let's talk, all four of us, did we even touch Warzone?
I played it for a month or two, and then I just got fed up with it.
I play it only if you guys want to play it, but I mostly do Firefight, which I don't have to.
It was a good way.
People.
It's a real good way for new players to start off, to get into the field.
Well, if you're gonna do Firefight and get used to the weapons, then yeah, maybe it is a good way for new players to get accustomed to Halo 5.
Okay,
but as far as getting used to fighting 1v1s or fighting against other players, it's not.
An actual player.
It's not.
Right. I think it was just more getting the feel.
Warzone, you don't have any weapon. You have a pistol, and they're gonna have BRs and shit. And that's true. Not gonna be fun.
Yeah, if you go into there when you first get Halo 5 and you drop into a Warzone, you have an AR and a pistol. You're fucked. Because as it goes on during the game, if you have the Rex, you can get different weapons that are better than the other person. And if you drop in there as a fucking noob, you're gonna get destroyed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Warzone just brought out a lot of bad like player tactics for me in my mind. Like, there's always the guy in Warzone who fucking right off the bat goes and gets a cheap ass Warthog with no gunner seat and just starts trying to run people over to get his Rex up and shit. It's like, fuck that kid, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
That kid.
I hate that. I'm like, what is your problem, dude? Just play the fucking game. Like, not even picking somebody else. Like, if they pick somebody else up in their fucking car with them, fine, that's cool. You guys are trying to run and gun and shit.
I do that. Never mind.
But the guy that just hops in there by himself and just fucking starts driving around and trying to hit people over, he's running over his own teammates because he's trying to fucking hit the people that are fighting and shit. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what is your problem?
I was playing the Starfighter
That's
mode
what
in Battlefront.
pisses Dave
Go
off.
for it, Mello.
Yeah.
I was playing the Starfighter mode in Battlefront 2 beta, and I had played the game for a good like hour or so before that, so I had a couple star cards. And the way that the system works is when you're flying a ship, you can like put in a star card or 3 that like upgrade it or change abilities in certain ways. So if you have 3 star cards in, you'll be way better than somebody who has no star cards in.
Right.
And if you have 3 level 3 star cards in, you'll be way better than somebody who just has 3 level 1 star cards in.
Jeez.
I was playing with 1 level 1 star card in, and I just kept on getting demolished by this one guy who had 3 level 2 star cards in. I don't know if he played enough to make that happen or if he paid money to make it happen, but he was the top of the chart on their team. And because he was getting all the points, you kind of spend them in almost like a point streak way that you would in a Call of Duty game.
Mm-hmm.
And you can spawn as like a hero class. So he spawned in as the fucking Slave 1 and started demolishing our team because he had all these cards because he might have paid some money. And that is just...
That ain't right, dude.
Up to an extreme.
Ain't right.
It is, dude. Like, at least with, I don't know. At least with Warzone, like, if you bought a gold pack, you still didn't know what you were gonna get. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And at
I
least, even if you're flying around with a fucking an Ultra Banshee killing a team, a level 5 can still spawn in with like a stock Spartan laser and take you down. There's nothing stopping that from happening. But like, no,
right.
you need a team coordinated effort to make that fucking Slave 1 stop doing what it's doing.
Oh my gosh.
That's intense.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Oh yeah.
It was bad.
That is definitely a toughie.
Well, Battlefront 2 was gonna get some of my money, but probably not anymore.
Yeah,
no. After I bought the first one, I'm not buying that
fucking game.
After I bought the first one and was utterly disappointed by it, I will not be buying Battlefront 2. Even though it's different in somewhat of a way.
Yeah.
The best
there's
thing
no
we can
way.
do is protest buying this game, and hopefully they'll change their ways.
Have you seen the Metacritic score on that shit for it? It's like 77 from the critics, and like the user rating is like a 1.2.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, that's not what people freaking want, dude. And that just goes to show that the critics are in the pocket of EA and all these other developers. You know what I mean? Like,
they're getting an EA curated experience because they get sent developer packs, right?
Yeah.
They get a certain amount of free star cards and shit like that, so that they can have a premium experience when they're playing.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is great.
Exactly.
It's like, no, dude, like everyone's buying them. Yeah, it's like, fuck, dude. I'm all about the grind. The grind makes sense, but the grind shouldn't be to like get these. I don't know. Like when we say we're, yeah, it's like fuck that. Fuck that noise. I don't want that.
Hashtag
get
how
that out of my game.
EA.
Yeah, hey, you fucking know.
Oh, we didn't talk about the new settings for Halo WC, or mainly Oddball. How do you guys feel about it?
It pisses me off that they took HCS out completely and put Oddball in there. That's annoying.
I really like the settings, to be honest. I really like them.
Oh god, I can't stand BR Gunfighter. No, really?
Dude, I honestly like it too.
I can't stand it.
You can't fucking laser people the way you can with a pistol now, which I really like.
That's all fine and good. See, I disagree. I'd
Alright,
rather
let's go one at a time because we're getting like everything like all jumbly. So we'll go with Mel first, and then we'll go.
I've been
Dave.
talking for like fucking 3.
all right. Let's go with Dave. What do you feel? How do you feel?
Leave the fucking pistols in there, dude. Like, yeah, you could laser someone across the map with the fucking pistol, but at the same time, they've had the pistols in there since the launch of the game, unchanged. So leave that in there. Like, if you aren't skilled enough to use the pistol the way that most people do, then that's your fault, you know? That's what I think. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, I just hate that they changed this game so goddamn much. 2 years into its life, after people have been playing it the way it is, like, just fuck, dude. Just suck it up. You made a bad Halo game. Suck it up. Make Halo 6 better. Don't try to change the one you got now and waste the resources on H5 and take them away from H6 and all this other shit. And they're just trying to fix something they broke from the launch of the game, and I just don't think that's right. I think they should have just left it. Suck it up. That's the way it is. Whatever. It pisses me off that I have to go back into the game and relearn how to fucking play all this shit. It plays completely different now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave the pistols. Pistol starts. Put your BR out there with exchange shit. I'm not gonna pick that fucker up because it's garbage now. Same thing with the DMR.
Oh man.
Like,
I feel like what pisses you off this week.
Yeah, dude. I feel like when I pick up the DMR, like now my sensitivity, I feel like with the DMR, my sensitivity is completely different than with any other weapon. Like the pistol, it feels fine. The BR, it still feels kind of normal. When I pick up the DMR, dude, it feels like it's just so squirrely, and I don't know. Like, it's like, what the fuck did you do? Like, decrease damage, make the reticle bigger, make the spread bigger, but don't make the fucking sensitivity of the weapon all fucking nuts. Like, I don't know.
Oscar, do you have any thoughts on this?
I understand. I'd go with Dave a little bit on this one. I think it just comes back to what I was talking about the first cast we did, where we were talking about how, from a new player standpoint, it's happening again. You know, it's like I'm still getting used to the whole gameplay. I'm pretty much there, but you know, I'm changing something that I've been playing, like HCS playlists, for a long time. You know, now I'm like a little thrown off again. You know, it's like trying to get right back into the groove. So I just thinking it's, you know, it's more too much change sometimes. But you know, I gotta say the gunfighter, it's pretty nice, but it's something I'm gonna have to learn to get used to all over again, and I don't even know if it's there to stay. But yeah, I mean, but Dave said a lot, and I agree with that, to be honest. He touched on a lot of things, and I liked it.
I played a lot of it, dude. I grinded
Yes.
Oddball for a long time last night, and I just was like, oh my god. Can't stand it.
So I personally like it. I mean,
Right on.
BR was too OP. Too OP.
Well, then control the weapons. That becomes like party. Okay, yes, it's OP. I agree with you on that. It laser people across the map. But then it comes down to your team, man. You got control those fucking weapons. If you don't want the other team to be lasering you across the map, be the team that controls where the BRs are going to be. Be the team that's going to control where the DMR is. Like, I don't know.
True.
I feel like they're taking a lot of the team skill out of it, trying to make it more single player friendly, and I don't like that.
I feel that.
A lot of heat on this topic for Dave, dude. Holy shit. I mean,
Dude,
two
I
birds,
hate
one
it.
stone. Yes.
we had this podcast when Halo. If we had this podcast when H5 first launched, there would have been this much heat just about what Halo 5 was. So it's not just this change; it's Halo 5 as a whole.
you know, I totally understand. I don't know. Like I said, I like it. I mean, I like how I can melee somebody, bust out that gunfighter, and pretty much melt them before they can shoot me dead. I mean,
That's nice. Rapid fire is pretty nice.
so I like that aspect. I mean, that's nice. I mean, I 5 somebody with the gunfighter yesterday, so that's also a thing. I got pretty excited about that.
So put autos back in the fucking playlist.
There's actually an SMG on Mercy.
Mercy is such a trash map.
I know that's not going to become competitive. I'm not saying that, but as far as it being in the HCS settings right now, it is, because it's in the Halo WC settings. There's an SMG on Mercy. Did I use it? I picked it up, but I got killed right away, so I didn't really get to use the gun.
Honestly,
you weren't even sure what you had for a second.
Gunfighter.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
wait, say that again, Mello.
The SMG pretty easy. The SMG is worse than the gunfighter. So.
Oh, now, yeah.
It's gonna be hard to use. effectively.
Yeah, I'll pick up like when the weapons tuning test first came out, before they had made these new settings, I would pick up a battle rifle just so somebody else wouldn't fucking have it. I'd pick up the SMGs just so somebody else wouldn't fucking have it. Like,
both those weapons are
I
tier
don't
3
know.
weapons, though. Even if you have them in your hand, they're still going to respawn behind you. It'll just take 30 seconds.
That's true. That's true.
Well, the frickin' grenade launcher, I don't like being just
Oh no, yeah.
out
Yeah, I
there
hate
where I
that
could
thing.
pick it up within 20 seconds if I run out of ammo.
It's such a piece of crap.
Put that on a weapon pad, please. I mean, I don't mind it being in competitive. I think it's a nice change to it. But as far as it just being out there where I could pick it up like every 20 seconds when I'm done with it, no.
It's
Just
stronger than the plasma caster, which is currently on a fucking weapon pad.
Mhm.
So I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they do a lot of the things like for players like us. When the new AR came out, it benefited us more than what the AR originally was, in my opinion. Like, we know how to control our reticle to get it on a headshot. We know how to do all this shit. And then they're like, oh, you get a huge bonus on headshots with the AR now. And it's like, oh, well, now it's way easier to use for me because I know how to aim at the head, like, even in a gunfight, you know?
Right.
And the storm rifle didn't even fucking touch, and that still pops up in arena maps, and it's like,
It's not
Everyone's
in the
big-
Weapon test, or it's not in the oddball test, I should say.
yeah, I know it's not,
there, 'cause
but
I went and checked.
Yeah.
I wanted to use
but
it.
I mean, do you think the mass majority of people play the oddball test now, or do you think they're going to just go back to Team Arena? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
If people were playing HCS before, they're going to play oddball.
Yeah, they're
I
going
think.
to. I mean,
Mm.
if you're
You're
if
gonna
you're
go wherever the good
if
radar
you're a
is.
competitive gamer and you want to keep with your competitive skills, you're gonna keep with the same radar that you've been playing with on HCS, even though it's just oddball.
Okay, yeah, but then at that time, we still don't know that if it's going to be gunfighter Magnum starts for the rest of the competitive, like, from here on out. Like,
No, but at least
I
you
don't
know already how to shoot with a pistol. If the
but that
BR
gunfighter,
But if the gunfighter and the BR are fucking okay to go, then at least you've practiced with it.
I'm going to have to agree with Stellar on this one, man. Stellar put a tweet out yesterday talking about how trash these new settings were, and I personally agree with that. I think it's garbage. I hate it.
I really like them. I think
I
know.
the
Go ahead,
rifles
Mel.
before the weapon tuning test were OP in almost every way. You would pick up a rifle just as a replacement for your pistol because they just did every job better. And now each rifle is kind of more niche. The DMR has
Squirrely at
effective-
close range.
The DMR is
yeah.
most effective at long range. That's when its auto aim and aim assist is most active. And I really like that you can't just give the shot beatdown with the DMR anymore. That was basically like having a shotgun in your back pocket if you had that at close range. The pistol, I think anybody like above mid platinum and above just never missed with a pistol in a fight. It was whoever could get a 5 the fastest or whoever ducked a shot would win.
Right.
And that was getting really stale for me. I think with the BR, the way that it has the longer spread now, and you have to be landing shots consistently with less auto aim and aim assist, it's a lot more fun to use, at least right now, as a starting weapon.
I think they need to make the reticles on the BR and the DMR maybe not the DMR, but the BR for sure. Since the spread is bigger, they got to make the reticle bigger. Because I see the reticle the same as it always been, dude, and my spread does not match that reticle in my eyes, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, that's good feedback. Actually, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. Okay, so make the reticle a little. I'll be okay with the BR. You make the reticle a little bigger, so I know exactly what my shots are doing.
The first
Instead
thing
of
I think was
having-
exactly where you shoot it, and I think they should do the
Yeah.
thing that they had with the assault rifle and the SMG, where it kind of like spreads out a little bit for your shot. That'd be. I
I
really
could agree
nice.
with that. I could agree. That would make me feel like 10 times better about the BR, in all honesty, because I'll play it now. I was just playing like 5 seconds ago before I came outside, and I'm shooting at people, and I'm like, oh, that reticle's right on them, and I'm only getting like 2 hit markers, and I'm like, well, what the fuck's going on? Is the game lagging? Is it this? Is it that? No, it's because the reticle isn't accurate enough for the way the spread works, and that drives me nuts.
I'm really excited to have like more game types on more maps now. Like if they can get
I'll
oddball
agree to
onto,
that.
like,
Yeah.
the rig and fucking regret, I will.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
If I can
I know,
do,
it's
if
getting
I can do
stale
that
with the-
cheeky little wall maneuver in rig, dude, we're gonna win
Oh,
every
yeah.
time.
They would definitely get that patched for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, definitely. It's not consistent, so I mean that's not even an issue. But could you imagine just doing that in the game? That'd be pretty cool.
I just imagine like CLG versus like something like Niantic, where they're just getting slayed out every time, and the ball carrier can do whatever they want. They would just have like 2 people slaying everybody out, and then 2 people trying to get the ball carrier into the wall.
Yep.
Perfect.
Definitely see that. So yeah, let's move on. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people not happy, just like Dave are. I'm sure there's quite a few people that are okay with the settings, like me and Mello.
I think it's important to voice your opinion. Go to the Waypoint forums, go to Reddit, go to even Team Beyond. Post what you think. Somebody from 343 will read it, and it's
even tweet them out.
Yeah, fucking.
Someone will eventually look at it.
Let them know. We want whatever's best for the community.
Don't be toxic about it. Just try to voice it out as positive as you can. I mean,
remember that the people of 343 are fucking people.
Yeah, exactly. They're people too. They have families. They have lives. So let's go to Oscar. You've been playing Cuphead, correct?
Oh, I have.
Oh, so can you give us a little bit of a review about it?
So, well, Cuphead, totally different than what, video games have been going in the direction of lately. It's kind of like a staple back to the side-scrolling games. 2D, of course, but everything being hand-drawn, I think it's worth the buy, especially for those nostalgic players and even new players. It's a tough game. It's a game that you won't really beat too quickly unless you're just like a god. I don't know. Has Mello, you're a god. Have you beat it yet?
No, I got sidetracked by their games, but I heard Vito beat it in like 4 hours.
Jeez.
Oh, see, like if you're like if you're fingered and you got the reflexes for that game, it should be no problem. But if you're just a casual gamer, I think it's a real fun game. You probably should play it in doses. I was telling you earlier, it's like crack. If you do too much, you'll go all crazy.
True.
So yeah.
I heard it's super hard.
Right. I mean, it got an 8.8 on the IGN from IGN, and I'll agree with that. It seems like a pretty good rating for it. It has the multiplayer aspect, which is nice. It's there's a lot of glitches to the game. A lot of soft locking going on, but it's not something that really detracts from the game because this whole game is mainly boss fight after boss fight after boss fight. So it's not really too much of, making a boss fight. One boss fight, a soft lock does not really like destroy the whole aspect of the game. I mean, I think it's more of a funny thing when you end up beating the boss when it's not moving, or if you end up getting stuck or something and you can't play, which is pretty frustrating, but at the same time, it's hilarious, I think. And I would give, I don't know how I'd say this, like, just trust yourself with that game, because I'm trying to find a good strategy for it. And, the more I think about it, if I'm overthinking it, shit. But if I'm just chilling playing, I find myself doing way better. So it's more of a have fun game rather than try and fucking make it super competitive against, you or yourself or you and your friends or something. I think it's more of a casual have fun game. But all in all, I think you guys tried it, and I think everybody out there that hasn't tried it should.
I played a couple levels, and I had like one boss level that I wanted to beat just because I got so close to getting it, and I finally beat it. It was so awesome, and we're leaving to, and then I remember like that's not even like a quarter of the game. Not even like a percentage of the game of what I just did. Yeah, exactly. But it's like it was so hard to do that one certain thing. Even one level was hard. It took me quite a while to beat like one level. But I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, it makes you want to play it more just because of how close you get.
Exactly. I think that's
each point you get closer and closer and closer, and you get better at the game. So essentially it gets a little bit easier for that level. And then you finally beat it and you're relieved, and then you go to the next one and you have to like repeat the process.
Start all over. Exactly.
Exactly.
So I think that's where the aspect of like it'd be good in doses. Mm-hmm. I can't, unless you're looking for a speed run or a completion run or something. If you're just casually playing, I'd say take it in doses, because even I have not beat the game, and I'm happy with it still. I mean, there's times where I play the game and I'm like, this game's trash. But it's more of like my fingers are trash. So, but you know, given the artwork, which once again is all hand drawn, which is incredible.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah, I think I give this game good reviews from the Dank Squad.
Can you give I think anybody that hasn't tried it, gives a review.
Oh yes, I give it 6 Cupheads out of 8 Mugmans.
Nice.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes. Ooh.
That was good.
Yes.
So the Dave just brought up that the Game Awards are coming up on December 7th.
Oh, the Keeleys. Heck yeah.
So we wanted to talk about that a little bit, and we actually, I'm not going to bring it up on the stream, but we do have certain awards that they're going to be presenting, and like who's nominated.
Nice.
So they do have, yeah, so Game of the Year is recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. And the games that are being voted for are Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, PUBG, Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Thoughts? Who would you guys vote for?
Probably Odyssey, honestly.
Okay,
I don't think PUBG should be there for Game of the Year.
Okay,
that is kind of strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even full. Well, Mario Odyssey was it just brought a whole fresh breath to, I think, the Mario category. Those games for me were kind of getting stale, honestly. Same thing over and over again. I mean, they're just platformers, but this one brings a whole new open world for the first time since like Super Mario RPG way back in the day. I don't even remember what that was for. Like, I think Super Nintendo.
SNES.
Oh God.
SNES. Yeah. So I like that. I like when developers try to bring something new to their table, try to change up the thing a lot, and it works out well.
So
PUBG though. I think Odyssey is gonna win. I just don't. My biggest gripe would be that PUBG's there, and it's still like, I think it's still like alpha, something like that. And there's tons of glitches. People have a hard time with that game still. I watch a lot of streamers, and there's a lot of weird things going on. Shots not hitting right. Sometimes shots just completely blank. Like.
If this was a popularity contest, PUBG would probably win.
Oh, easily, yeah.
It shouldn't be on there. It's not even released.
Yeah.
Not a full game, not yet.
Yeah. Right. Do they still only have like one map or something like that?
Yep.
Or is it 2?
When it's coming out on console, I think a second map is coming out.
Yeah, with new leaks. Yeah, I'd go with Breath of the Wild on this one though.
Okay.
I haven't played it. Reviews. I mean, to be honest, it's been a lot. I hear a lot of good things based on critic reviews, user reviews. I would like to. I have, like me and you have stayed away from any of the content until we actually play it because me and you are diehards.
I'm not touching
diehards. Yes. So just by going from what I'm hearing, it sounds so good. And usually, if a game that I haven't been able to play because I don't have a console, since I'm a poor bitch and I don't have money. It's nice to hear good things. Yeah, it's nice to hear good things about it after it's been out for so long. So that's what makes me feel like it's such a great game and people love it. It's a staple, of course, in Nintendo. And of course, since it has The Legend of Zelda on it, people are going to be like, best game ever. But I truly believe that this one might actually might have broke the mold on
also
the Zelda.
Also went a different direction as well, that open world. That's
exactly.
Crazy.
Like how Dave said. Yeah, like Dave said about a fresh breath for Odyssey. There's like no pun intended, a fresh breath for Breath of the Wild.
Okay, Mello, your vote?
Honestly, I haven't played basically any of these games.
Okay, so if you're going based off of like reviews, even if you saw some videos of it, you could do that as well. I think it's just your thoughts.
I emulated Zelda a little bit, so I played it on my PC. And it was actually pretty good. I like how the exploration works in that game. Like it kind of gives you a point that you're supposed to go to, but you can just kind of do whatever you want. And from the little bit that I explored, it really rewarded my exploration. Like it wasn't just like, oh, it's just another forest. It's like, oh, hey, there's a thing in this forest. Like there was a little boss battle there. Like I killed that. Like I got a rare item, and that felt really good. and like I explored another way, and it was like a secret way up this mountain that I'm supposed to climb anyway. And that was really cool. And yeah, it was just kind of, it was nice to meander around and be rewarded for it. So my vote is probably going to go for Zelda.
Mhm.
From what I've seen of Horizon Zero Dawn, that looks really nice as well.
I've heard a lot of great things about that game as well.
Mario Odyssey. Mario's got a soft spot in my heart. I played a lot of Super Mario Sunshine on the GameCube.
Ooh, that was good.
Oh.
That was a good game.
Love that game.
But I don't know. I think Zelda takes it over Mario.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the Game Grumps first episode of Mario, and even Game Grumps they make it fun as hell. Everybody knows that, but it looks super good.
It does.
I mean, I didn't want to watch it, but I'm not going to be getting a Switch anytime soon, so I really don't care at this point.
I mean, what kind of spoilers is there for fucking Mario?
Exactly.
Oh no, Bowser kid stole the princess. She's, oh jeez.
Oh yeah, God.
Oh shit, that's something new.
Spoiler alert: Bowser steals Peach.
All right, so let's go over to the next section. We'll only do a few of these because there's a lot of awards. But Best Game Direction, awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design.
I just want to say this is bullshit. This is basically Game of the Year again, just version 2.
Okay, whatever.
Pretty
much.
I got the number awards too. This is arbitrary shit, but I love it. Okay,
Sure.
continue.
There's 3 games that are
4. You got to scroll down.
they're well, there's 5, but I'm saying there's 3 games on here that are in for Game of the Year as well. So we have Wolfenstein 2, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, and then Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Odyssey, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Votes?
I like Wolfenstein.
Resident Evil Wolfenstein 2, yeah.
I would like
I'd
to
want to
vote.
say,
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'll say I'd want to say Breath of the Wild again, but if I'm gonna mix it up, I liked from what I've watched of Resident Evil 7. I thought it was pretty fucking cool, and I think it was nice for Resident Evil to kind of get back on its horror roots again. So I don't know if maybe that would come into play.
True.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with Resident Evil 7 as well, just because I like how they went back.
Exact. I think
And
it
now
brought
it's first
all the
person.
old players back.
So it's like it's more of you in that house rather than a character.
Exactly.
Let me go down to something that doesn't have all the fucking same games. Oh, let's do best art direction. We have for outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Destiny 2, Cuphead, Breath of the Wild, Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, this is tough. This is between Cuphead and Destiny 2 for me.
I was going to say, with my review,
Cuphead.
I'm going to take Cuphead. But what you had said, Mello, how Destiny 2 looks so good, I was kind of like,
It really does.
I might, yeah, so.
The Cuphead it's probably one of the more original looking games to come out in a while.
It is. And I think it's so unique that you can't really replicate a game like that again. So I feel like since this might be its only chance to shine before it's like, okay, everybody's doing, that kind of style animation, what is it called? A rubber hose animation or something?
Yeah.
I think maybe this would be the year that they might just give it to Cuphead. But I say, Mello, from your review, I'd say Destiny 2 has a good shot.
Yeah, I think I'd put my vote in for Destiny 2. One of the things that I most miss about Bungie games doing Halo is the skybox and how each play space really feels unique. Like even going from like human map to human map, each place felt different. Whereas like the rig and like Meridian all felt the same. It was just the same fucking geometry over and over again.
Well, I mean, let's go Regret Truth. That's just the same map with different skins. Overgrowth Plaza, same map, different skins.
Yeah.
Mercy was just a reskin of Haven from H4, which is probably the best H4 map. Let's be real.
Those were remixes though, so we were expecting that.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm saying that like the Infinity looks like Meridian, which looks like the rig, which it just they made one play space and called it human, and was just like, yeah, that's what every human place is going to look like now. They made one fucking way that Forerunners look, and now everything is just like huge and silver and shiny.
Right.
At least there's a little
Right.
bit of difference in like between Plaza and the rig or like stuff like that. But
True.
everything feels different in Destiny 2. Everything does, and the skyboxes are grand and make you feel like you're part of a universe. It's amazing.
Nice.
They
Right on.
nailed it.
And you, Tiny? Your vote?
I mean, I just started playing Destiny 2, so I mean, it looks great overall, but I really do like that Cuphead, the way it looks.
Nice.
So I'll go with Cuphead.
Cool.
Woohoo.
So we'll do one more of these, and we'll do Trending Gamer for a streamer, influencer, or media member who has made an important impact on the industry this calendar year.
Mm-hmm.
Able Gamers, Shroud, Dr. Disrespect, Half Coordinated, and What's Good Games. Don't know if you guys watch any of them. I certainly have watched at least one of them.
I like
do
Shroud,
not.
but I think Dr.
No,
D
I
is
feel
going to
like
win.
crap.
I think
He's the only one of these that I've heard of.
I like Able Gamers should win. I think they deserve to win because that's a real good, like, it's like a charity that like helps handicapped people like get access to like games and stuff. They give them like different types of peripherals to play with and stuff. Like they'll make like custom controllers for a dude with no arms so he can play with his feet or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like they do a lot of cool things like that. So I think they should win, but I think Dr. D will win.
Nice.
And then going back on the whole popularity thing, it's a popularity vote.
Pretty
Dr.
much.
Disrespect will win.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then let's be honest, he's the two-time.
A two-time.
Time.
It's also pretty amazing that he hasn't broken character pretty much ever.
No.
That's true. Yeah.
From the H3 podcast, like, so your sunglasses, can you see with them? He's like, let's be honest, I can't see shit with them.
I know. It's so stupid.
So I'm seeing here they have the best esports game: Rocket League, League of Legends, Dota 2, CS:GO, and then Overwatch. I do believe Overwatch will probably win that.
Oh, yeah.
No way, dude.
Probably.
League of Legends, is that what you're thinking? Or Dota 2?
Maybe
One of
Dota.
those two.
don't
Overwatch
think
is just
CS?
getting started, and they're taking a few missteps, but
Mhm.
we're getting there. It's the newest.
There's a
esports
popularity
game, so that might
contest.
just be it. Yeah.
If there was a popularity contest, I feel like Overwatch would win.
They're not even getting top views on Twitch though. Like League and
Not
Dota
anymore,
are still
my
above.
god.
Yeah, if you still look at, like, the amount of viewers when you first log into Twitch, it'll show you the
PUBG.
games that are getting viewed the most. And it's always
PUBG
like
has
Dota
more
2
than a
and
lot of
LoL.
those.
They have a segment here called Best Evolving Game or Best Ongoing Game,
Mhm.
and PUBG is in there, and I think that's fair. That's where PUBG should be.
Yeah. I agree with that. Anything else that you guys want to talk about in regards to the Game Awards?
No, not really.
I hope Kojima's there this year. Last year, MGS5 was up for an award, and I think it won Game of the Year or something. And
Oh.
Hideo Kojima is like the mastermind behind all of Metal Gear Solid. But this was like while Hideo was falling out with Capcom. He had just been fired, but not really because they hadn't announced that yet.
Mhm.
So he was forbidden to go to these Game Awards. So his game got the award, but he couldn't accept it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
That was not good.
Rip.
Yep. So I hope he's there this year, and hopefully,
Yeah, here's to
give him a
hoping.
consolation prize.
I still want that Silent Hill game.
Right?
I want that game. I would actually play that. It'd probably take me years to complete because I'm a chicken shit when it comes to that shit, but that'd be cool to play.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, well, we've been live for almost
Whew.
a little over an hour and a half, actually.
Nice.
To start to wrap it up a little bit.
Sounds
Alright.
good.
So, Oscar, you wanted to cover a badass or a sad ass of the week, or both. So, who
Right.
do those go out to?
Yeah. I'd like to start maybe something. Since it's the last podcast of this week, I think we should all maybe award somebody or two people of the week a badass and a sad ass award.
All right.
I'm gonna give the Badass Award, which it was pretty tough to find. So if anybody out there knows of somebody badass that deserves recognition, make sure you tweet at us and put hashtag Badass of the Week. I'm gonna give it to it's pretty controversial, but I'm gonna give it to her for a certain reason. I'm gonna give it to Mila Kunis. We all love Mila Kunis, right?
Okay, so why is she getting
Son
it?
of a bitch. Mila Kunis for trolling Vice President Mike Pence by donating to Planned Parenthood in his name, even though he's strongly against Planned Parenthood, which has called for a boycott among supporters of Jim Beam whiskey. Although research states the boycott, if there was a boycott and if people stayed true to their word, it probably wouldn't do anything to derail production for the year. But I just think anybody who likes to stick it to the man's a badass in my book. So I'm gonna give that one to her this week.
Kind of funny.
And yes, and so I'm gonna give the Sad Ass Award, which is something we've been covering all week, and I think we should just nail the coffin on the head. Is EA for their microtransaction failure, which has accomplished their Reddit comment being the most downvoted Reddit post ever, with getting over 200,000 downvotes in less than 24 hours. So I think that goes to show that the community is not happy with you, EA. So you are their sad ass of the week.
Yeah, you better fix your shit.
Exactly. So if anybody else knows of a badass or a sad ass of the week that you think should be recognized on our next, our next podcast that would end the next week, just tweet at us at Dingcast and put who you think should be the badass or the sad ass with hashtag badass of the week or hashtag sad ass of the week. And I think it's all mainly on everybody else's personal opinion. So, of course, everybody has their own opinion here. So
right,
it's all in fun for giving a cool award or a shitty award to somebody. So I hope it turns into a nice staple. But yeah, those are badasses and sad asses of the week.
Nice.
Awesome. Well,
oh yeah.
I appreciate Mello coming on to our podcast today.
Yes. Mello.
Way to go, Mello.
Glad I can make it.
Good job,
awesome.
dude.
You were almost late, but it's okay. Yes.
I was on time. I was on time.
Let me know that Mello was on time.
By like 2
Put it in
minutes.
the scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
I was eating toast, okay?
Gotta get that toast.
That toast grind. Anyways, dude, thank you for being on to the Dangcast. We will have you on in a future episode. So this is awesome having you on.
Cool.
Always, yes. Definitely have you on again, I'm sure.
Awesome.
All right, I'll let you and Dave close this out. Say whatever you need to for the people who are viewing.
Hee hee.
Thanks for watching. Follow.
Yeah.
Follow for that giveaway at 50.
Yes. We are on the road to being affiliated with Twitch, so any follow on Twitch is super appreciated. So tweet at us at Dangcast, follow us at Dangcast on Twitch, and our YouTube channel, which is Dangcast, where you guys can catch up on all the past podcasts that we've done, which is not a lot, but if you're here now, you might as well catch up.
Might as well.
All in all, yes. Thank you guys for totally tuning in, or thank you guys for rewatching this past podcast. We appreciate the Ding family.
Until next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you everybody for viewing. Appreciate all the followers today too. That was awesome. We had a small little follow train going on.
Woo.
Yeah, that was nice.
We got like 3-4 followers in like 30 minutes. It was nice.
Yeah, that was awesome. So thank you everybody, and we'll see you on Monday, correct?
Yep.
Yes, Monday.
Thanks, Mello.
Yes,
Bye,
Mello.
everybody.
Peace
Bye. Peace out.
As the Canadians say, peace out.
Later.